Hello, and welcome to a YouTube series I'm calling This Channel Better Take Off or I'm Going to Die. Because as much as it sucks, you need money to survive, and I ain't got a whole lot of it. I'm your host, live from the back of a pickup truck in Billings, Montana, and I've got one heck of a contentious topic to start this shindig off with a bang: barbecue. For this first episode, I've got two contenders from the fine state of Texas. In one corner of the ring, we've got Franklin's Barbecue. Now, a disclaimer, I've only had their barbecue once, and it was outstandingly okay. Now, this was many moons ago, in a land before pandemic, but I'm sure the gist is the same. Franklin's is a barbecue spot, much like any other. They hype up their meats to a godlike degree, produce a limited amount to make people feel special and exclusive for having achieved a purchase, and have the worst parking you can possibly have for a business. When I say exclusive, I mean it too. Some people can point to a business and say, "Did you know they sell out within an hour of being open every day for the past decade?" and mean it as a good thing. I, on the other hand, look at that and say they've got a supply chain issue. Anyone can sell out if you're operating an established business and only stock enough food to create 12 slices of brisket. In the other corner of the ring, we've got Rudy's Barbecue, a humble establishment which boldly makes the claim the worst barbecue in Texas. I use them here sort of as a litmus test as to what one should expect from a barbecue experience. They may not provide the cheapest of options when it comes to eating, but that's only really when you look at the initial sticker shock. If you portion out the price per serving, I reckon it's a very reasonable breakdown. You can have leftovers for days. Now, truth be told, I'm not going to get into the specifics of how much one place costs versus another. If you want to have a nuanced opinion, I'm sure there's a food critic on Yelp who's dying to hit influencer status somewhere, so go give them a like. I, on the other hand, have a much simpler approach. I'm going to allow medieval personifications of these businesses to duke it out in a blood match to determine the victor. See, as with all things, I understand that bias plays a heavy role in any sort of decision-making or ranking. I can't tell if I'm being overly harsh at the perceived scarcity of Franklin's, or if I'm letting the creamed corn of Rudy's carry them to victory. Oh yeah, spoiler, Rudy's wins. Anyways, I'd figure out I would, in an extremely unbiased and totally mathematical fashion, craft warriors which accurately represent the abstract manifestations of spirit of each business, and have them beat the crap out of one another to say which is the true victor. Franklin's. Truly the embodiment of the footman. All of Franklin's friends can vouch for the humble footman. If you got caught in a bar fight on 6th Street, Franklin's would be standing right behind you with a broken beer bottle, ready to back you up. Granted, the care with which Franklin took before committing to back you up was minimal. You notice that in his haste, the beer bottle actually cut Franklin upon its turning into a makeshift shiv. You understand that with the adrenaline of the action, Franklin will be there to help you for the short term, but you can't expect him to stay around long, as the blood loss will surely catch up to them sooner rather than later. All of this is to say, on a standard scale, our boy Franklin, the humble, lowly footman, clocks in at a whopping 100 hit points, 10 damage, 0.5 range, times 2 attack speed, and times 2 move speed. Rudy's. If Franklin is the homie that's backing you up in a bar fight, Rudy is the guy who you showed your ID to at the door. The metaphorical gatekeeper turned real with the personification of a bouncer. And what could be more of a bouncer than the heavy knight? Like any true anime protagonist we all wished to be when we were a kid, Rudy doesn't talk a big game about themselves. Humble to a fault, the modest claim that they have the worst barbecue in Texas leaves many confused. We, the spectators, are unsure whether to be offended, as this perfectly cool and badass specimen is being secretly attention-seeking, or legitimately unfulfilled in their quest to become the best barbecue in Texas. However, as the season progresses, we realize that our initial fears that this was some sort of Tracy who loudly announces that she's so bad at this or that gives way to the quiet comprehending that Rudy does indeed feel a sense of remorse for their place in this world. They wish to be something greater than they are, and even if we may believe them to be great already, they will never be satisfied with what they have achieved. For in their mind, their quest has only just begun, and our cries to the contrary feel like a verse slaps in the face of a knight who has yet to parlay peace with the dragons, or rescue the princess of a foreign kingdom, and of course not expect anything in return. Rudy's stats are thus: 1,000 hit points, 50 damage, 1.5 range, times 1 attack speed, times 1 move speed.
Fancy a tumble? Go to challenge. Good job. Mount up, lads.